Hi, welcome to our Apex Learning tutorial. We use a textbook in a lot of our IA classes and it's called Apex. So Apex is a big company and within kind of the Apex system, there are all kinds of different textbooks. To access this textbook, you are going to click this Apex Learning online course link that you will see embedded at the beginning of every module. So once you click this link and I get you added to the textbook, you are going to be taken to your Apex Learning dashboard. It's going to look just like this. Under course names are the titles of the textbooks that you have been enrolled in, what your grade to date is, and the progress that you've made in your class so far. So when you're ready to dive in, just go ahead and click on the title of the textbook that you are working in, and you're going to get access to all of the learning. Apex remembers where you left off, so you don't need to worry about remembering that because it will just point you in that right direction. So every time you open a page, it's going to remember that. Every time you take a quiz, it's also going to remember that as well. So up along here, we have kind of an overview of what is in each unit. So this 0 out of 31, 0 out of 29, that's how many kind of like pages or things that you need to read in that unit. And as you can see, I've opened up one thing in unit 1. So this tells me I have 1 of 32 to go. So this is a good indicator of like where you're at in each unit. So to access the learning, you're just going to click on that tile. And up along top here, it's going to give us kind of a quick overview of how many lessons we have in this particular unit. And this will again track with us as we move through it. So the really important thing about Apex is that they kind of have information hidden in a lot of different places. So you want to make sure that you are really reading, you are scrolling. If you see any types of like icons up here in the corner, you're going to want to click those open and read it. So once you have read or watched the video that's here on the screen, you're just going to hit this continue button here at the bottom, and it's going to move you on to the next thing that we have going in class. So to start a lesson, you're just going to click this start button down here in the corner. So here's one of those examples, right? Key terms. So if I click this, it's going to take me to a glossary so that I can be aware of what those key terms are. And you will be asked about these key terms on the quizzes and the tests that exist here in class. So I'm just going to kind of hit the continue button just to show you a little bit about what the flow is. Every lesson in Apex has a study guide. I highly recommend that you either print this out or you copy and paste it into like a Word doc or a Google Doc, right? So I'm just going to Control All, and I can just come in here and click copy and I can paste it over. These questions, you guys, they use to write the quizzes and the tests. So if you can answer these questions as you go, you're going to ace those quizzes and you're going to do really well on the unit tests. You can use these notes on the quizzes and on the test. You can use these notes in class. And this tells you exactly what is important in each reading unit. Right, so if we look here, this lesson has 12 pages. So there's going to be a lot of information here. So using that study guide is going to help you really hone in on what's important. So here's a really great example of what I was talking about, right? So a lot of things, if we can hover over here, more information is going to pop up, and it is important. The information that's kind of hidden here is definitely going to be on those quizzes and on those tests. So make sure that you are really watching all of these videos, that you're checking out all of these definitions, and that you are doing these little checks for understanding, right? They're really going to help you know if you are retaining the information along the way. There are also some cool features right up here under the Apex Learning title. If you click this print button, it will print out the page for you. So if you prefer to read things, I highly recommend that you take a look at this built-in feature. If you would prefer to have it read to you, so if you want to listen to it as you're reading, you're going to click this text-to-speech option. And then if English is not your strongest language or your primary language or your first language, you can hit this translate button and it's going to translate the page for you in the language of your choice. So definitely take advantage of all of these options. Okay, so when you're ready to like stop learning for the day or you need to take a break, you just kind of hit this up arrow and it will take you back to kind of where you left off in class. Now, if you're ready to switch to another textbook, right, notice that your dashboard always stays here on one tab, and then the actual textbook is going to open up in a second. So If you want to check on your grade or toggle in between another class, this is where you do it. All right, my friends, I hope this helped. Look forward to seeing you in class.